Hello, we are here with Lewis Tulicheski of Team Kuribrohs, who is just fresh off a top 4 finish at UK Nationals 2024. Tell us about your weekend and what did you play?
So it's been a fantastic weekend. I played what I still believe is the best deck, which is Maths Labrynth with simultaneous equation cannons. And I've had a fantastic time. I've misplayed a whole bunch and then won games anyway. And yeah, the deck is insane. And yeah, I genuinely think it's really good at the moment.
Brilliant. Shall we get into the profile?
Yeah. So the Labyrinth engine is quite small, so I'm just playing 3 Arianas because it's the search of the deck. 3 Arias because if you Arias, it's basically just the best hand trap because the deck is filled with normal traps and they're all blowouts. So if you have this turmoil going second against most decks, like it's normally enough to just win on the spot. Like if you resolve simultaneous equation cannons against Snake Eye on their first turn, they never win.
Yeah, the power of the purple cards in this is just too strong.
Yeah. 2 Lady, because in this build you kind of have to play 2. I'm playing Skill Drain as a spoiler, so you kind of might run out otherwise. It's fine. And then the Lovely that I don't want to draw. That is it. There are no furnitures in the deck.
Oh wow.
At all. I don't want to neg. I just want to draw like 5 live cards every time. As I said, furnitures can be good, but it has to be in the right combination, and I'd rather just not bother. I was for a while playing like 1 Stovey because it actually snowballed a little bit, but I'd rather just not draw it. Yeah, that's it. That's monsters.
Okay.
Spells, we are playing 3 Prosperity, because again, if you're not playing the furnitures, you need a bit more of a consistency boost, just to help you find the starters. It is slightly awkward with the simultaneous equation cannons because you have to make sure you know what to banish, and that did mess me up for some of my games, but I think you just want the consistency too much. Then the last spells, we're playing 2 copies of Runick Flashing Fire. So this is just a way to outduster that I can main deck. It's fine in the side as well. It means I have a few more like inside the games, a few more ways to out their duster. And if they don't have duster, it's still just a removal card. One of the really nice things about this is if you lock yourself with Trap Trick, then you can still have 1 more piece of interruption, which normally you can't. I don't see it coming. Yeah, so summoning Runicks is good. The Runicks are all really good. Then trap cards is the rest of the deck. So a lot of traps. 3 big welcome, 3 regular welcome. In the trap heavy build, welcome is actually a really good card because you can just summon Lovely straight from the deck. Once you have Lovely up, they can't negate your stuff, so they can't. Like for example, SP is one of the best ways to beat simultaneous equation cannons because they can just dodge and take their monsters off the field. If you have this, you summon Lovely, then they can't respond, and you can just also just summon a Lovely, pop something with punishment, and you get the pop with that way.
So at any time, simultaneous equations plus Lovely is just completely unrespondable.
They can only with monsters.
Right.
But yeah, it's pretty busted. Welcome's also always really good anyway because it means if this one gets ashed, you can just play one of your many traps and get it back.
Nice.
So it's quite good in a grind. Then we have, of course, the star of the deck. Legitimately, the reason that I think this deck is really good. This card is absolutely insane. If you haven't read it, it basically, well, the short answer, it says, do some maths. If you do, banish all their cards. The long answer is probably too long for this video, but basically you count up the cards that you and your opponent have. You banish 2 Xyz and 1 fusion, so that's 2x add y, and that's equal to the number of cards. And then you put back 1x add y, so 1 Xyz and 1 fusion equal to the level of their monster. And I'll show you with the targets that I picked that's just really easy to do.
So I know you had a full spreadsheet with all the numbers on this one, the different
Yes.
things that you banish and return depending on the total numbers of cards and the level of the monster that you're trying to hit with the field wipe effects. And yeah, it was some good work that you put into that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The spreadsheet was, I mean, the spreadsheet is mainly there. It just let me know which targets were important to play in the extra deck, so you know which numbers are going to come up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the card was insane. Like in every matchup, like pretty much, it's only bad against like really low level monsters, but pretty much every deck at the moment is summoning high levels.
Nice.
So
yeah,
it's just really good. Then rest of the traps. We play 3 Trap Trick. Trap Trick is probably the actual best card of the deck because it can also become that. It just gets you whatever you need in any situation. It's just like, it's the best card in this deck. It's also really good off of Arius turn 1 because you can like get Big Welcome. If you have another monster, you can summon Lovely, reset the Trap Trick and still have a Big Welcome Grave.
and if you do it turn 1, then there's no downside to only getting one more trap.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing about this is if you open like this with, for example, Lady, it's way harder for the trap to chain block because you get both
2
this
chances
and
to
the Big Welcome.
activate.
Yeah. It's just genuinely the best card like ever in this kind of deck. Then we play some normal traps. So I play normal traps that are actually just removal. I play 3 Daruma, 2 Torrential, 2 Punishment. So Daruma is just like the big blowout against decks like Snake Eye. You slide it out in quite a few matchups though. Like if they're not a Link deck, I don't think this card's that good. If you're going second against some decks, it's not that good either. But obviously it can be a huge blowout. It's really nice to have something that you can proactively flip, that there's no kind of activation requirement. Lets you dodge skill drain as well, so it's just a really nice card all around. Then I played Torrential. It's just another blowout that you can search off the Trap Trick. It's quite nice to pair with this because you can put their stuff face down, and then like when they start playing a second time, you Torrential them, and then you clear their second push plus
And
their
all the
first
face
push.
downs.
Yeah. And it's nice that this resets Welcome as well, which can be quite good. Then we've got Punishment. So the reason behind Punishment is that I feel like in this deck you need one more normal trap that triggers Lovely that's not Big Welcome. Because sometimes the Big Welcome gets stopped, or you just didn't have it, or whatever it is. And you get the Lovely on field, you want to have another way to trigger it. So this is really nice. It's also a really nice card for your turn proactively to help clear boards. Like to set off with Lady and then on your turn flip, pop 2 cards, pop a third with Lovely. It's just a really nice versatile card.
And naturally, all of these normal traps are at least 2 copies so that you can always have access with Trap Trick as well.
Yes, precisely. That's exactly why these are it too. This is a 3 because it's just really good.
Okay, is that it for the normal traps?
For normal traps, yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
what have we got
so,
left?
Yeah, so we've got 3 copies of Strike.
Yep.
So what I like about Strike is I feel like counterintuitively this bridges the engine non-engine gap in a way sort of similar to Trap Trick, because like Trap Trick can become a Welcome or it can become a removal trap. This kind of is the same thing because it's a really good interruption, but it also almost becomes the second Welcome when they have like Ash or Bell or whatever for the first Welcome.
Is that just because it's a trap that destroys?
No, it's a trap because it negates hand traps. So you can
Right.
negate Ash. So if they have Ash and you have Welcome, your second Welcome might as well have been Strike.
Yes.
So like Welcome Strike is just as good as 2 Welcomes.
Yeah.
So it kind of bridges that gap in that way. And then the last cards, I'm very sorry that I did have to play some Floodgates.
It's just part of the game.
Just part of the game, yeah. To be honest, these cards are not the best cards in the deck at all, but like they're just good enough. I kind of ran out of normal traps that were like really good, and these are just quite impactful. One of the good things about skill drain in particular is against something like Voiceless Voice. If you flip the cannons, they negate it. If you like try to strike their negation, then the level 7 goes off the field and you can no longer revolve the cannons. If you change skill drain instead, you still negate their monster, but it's still there so that you can
You need the body on the board to count the level.
Exactly. So yeah, skill drain's really good. And because I'm not playing an extra deck, or very much of an extra deck, I kind of needed a bit more. It made sense to play a bit more of a floodgate build.
All right then, about that extra deck, let's see the goo.
So I did my best to optimize this. So the two cards that actually are real cards in this extra deck are Chaos Angel and Typhon. For a while, these were like two more simultaneous equation cannons targets, but I felt like these come up slightly more than the least optimal cannons targets do. I didn't really comment either of them very much today, although I should have made this in my top 4 game, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, that's the two actual cards. I don't think they need much explanation. These are the best 2 extra cards in Lab. And the rest of it is all simultaneous equation cards.
So this is pairs of Xyz and then some fusions.
Yeah, so based off of the spreadsheet, I determined... Basically, I tried to optimize the deck to be able to hit the most number of cards if they had a level 7 or a level 8 monster. So that's what this optimizes.
Okay.
So I played 2 rank 6s, Goblins of Crazy Beast and Caesar. They're just... Like, you can actually make these with Arius, and I felt these were the best ones because they're fiends and they're kind of okay, generically. I played 2 rank 5s. You can make this. This one has 4,000 attack for punishment, so it was the best other one. I played 2 rank 4s. Baguska and Dagares, again, they're both fiends, they're both really good. Like, this card is kind of like Muckracker. And obviously this card, you can just win some matches by itself. The 3s don't do anything other than be punishment, they might as well be 3,000 attack. That's the Xyz. Then the fusions is mostly Runick cards. So we've got this Frecky, which actually won me a game because I had skill drain and no monsters, but I could just summon this and beat down anyway. And then I have the Tisk, because it's the one punishment target that actually does something, but I still think punishment is worth playing, even if sometimes you're just sending a 3k thing. It's still good. Then the other 2 Runicks. This one actually did come up one time when I was close to time, just gaining 1,000 life points. This one came up loads to
So this is your out to heavy...
Yeah, exactly. And the last card is maybe Isaac Stripped. This probably isn't the right one, because I think it might be slightly better to play the Lyris fusion that has 1,000 attack for punishment, but that's never going to come up. Yeah, so I basically... I picked this one because I thought if somebody used Unicorn into my extra deck, they might be less confused by this. But
all right.
it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, so the reason I picked these is it gives me the most ways to add to level 8. So I can do this 5 and this 3, that's 8. This 4, that's 8. 5 and 3, 6 and 2. So those all get me 4 ways to do level 8. If I want to do level 7, if I shift these along, then that's 7, that's 7, that's 7, that's 7.
Yeah.
So it gives you 4 ways to do both. It gives you less ways to do, like this is 6 for example. It gives you less ways to do the other levels, but it's optimized for 7 and 8.
Which is the current meta game.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, for example, if there's a level 4, you can only do it if there's 7 cards. But that's fine.
Nice.
They'll just summon a level 7 at some point.
Let's see the side deck.
Yeah. So side deck, we went with triple D barrier in the end. I was on 2 for a really long time and was discussing with a couple of people about the best way to beat Voiceless and Branded, and we just thought that, you know what, just more copies of D barrier is just the best way, so let's just stick with that.
Cool.
Then I also played, to go along with that against Voiceless, the triple Witcher Strike, just to auto win the game. I didn't actually resolve this, I think. I did have it one game for just in case, but I ended up not needing it because I just resolved cannons instead.
Nice.
And then triple Evenly. Evenly is genuinely insane into Snake Eye. If this deck's game plan against Snake Eye going second is just either set 5 pass or evenly them, then set 5 pass, or quite often bluff evenly, make them use their IP up, and then set 5 pass. So, because
it's a lot of set 5 pass.
Well, they can't beat set 5 pass. They genuinely can't. Particularly when one of your sets banishes all of their cards, they just can't beat it.
I mean, there's not a lot of things that can beat set 5 when one of those sets banishes their entire board.
No, it's insane. Then the last cards are mainly there to just stop board wipes. So we had to play the 3 Judgment because it just negates anything.
Nice.
So it negates evenly as well, which most of the other cards don't. Then we played the 1 Ku Klok, 1 Eradicator. Some matchups this is what you want. Sometimes you're just like, you look at your hand and you're like, the only way I lose is if you have Duster. So you just search this and then you don't lose the Duster either. The last card's Freezing Curses. I think this was incorrect. This was literally like added in the last 10 minutes, just before decks were being submitted. We were looking for a card that was good against Branded going second, and this in theory negates it either summons Hugin to substitute destruction, so they can't Chimera, or it just negates it outright. So it's kind of like versatile, got 2 ways to negate, depending on if they have Poly in their grave. But I realised that this should just easily have just been like called by or a Bestial or something. So
Okay.
yeah. It came in quite a lot against Snake Eye though, because it's just an imperm that also negates dust.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's the deck.
Any final thoughts? Anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, so final thoughts. I mean, as I say, this deck is insane. I hope other people pick it up because I think it's genuinely really good. I hope people can get past the maths barrier and play the card because it's insane. Shout out, my huge shout out is to my wife who came down with me for this weekend with our baby, and we were just she's an absolute hero, just looking after her all weekend and cheering me on. So thank you.
That's great. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
See you next time.